He was Dracula, the world's first vampire. Though he had 3 wives and countless servants, he had no children. For the past 400 years, he and his wives had tried desperately to bear offspring, yet every child was stillborn, all cursed by God. Finally, a mad scientist appeared in the castle, piecing together a monster from 7 corpses. Fearful of its power, villagers sought to burn it alive, but Dracula offered the scientist sanctuary. But after the monster revived, Dracula revealed his true nature. He killed the scientist, intending to use the creature to resurrect his own children. Clutching the dead scientist, the monster fled to the mountains. Yet the enraged villagers set fire to their home. The monster couldn't understand why they were treated so cruelly when neither he nor the scientist had harmed anyone. Finally, the monster plunged into the flames with his father, and the vampire lost hope of resurrecting his children once more. Demons frequently appeared in that era, and a monster hunter emerged among the people. His name was Van Helsing, from an organization dedicated to eradicating evil forces. Yet he found little joy in his work. Many monsters were transformed humans, and upon death, they reverted to human form. Thus, he often appeared on wanted posters. This time, his new mission was to protect the last 2 heirs of a vampire hunter family. Garlic necklaces, holy water, silver stakes, and crosses were all effective weapons against vampires. He arrived at the town where the vampire hunters lived with his assistant. Because vampires frequently roamed the area, the town was hostile toward strangers. Her name was Anna, the last vampire hunter Van Helsing was sworn to protect. She, too, was unwelcoming of his arrival. Suddenly, vampires launched a surprise attack and abducted Anna. After rescuing her, Van Helsing drew his bow, and a fierce battle loomed. Just then, the sun rose, and the vampires vanished. They couldn't function in daylight. Yet Van Helsing and Anna's professional instincts kept them on high alert. They watched the ancient well below. Sure enough, as dark clouds obscured the sun, vampires flew out of the dry well and snatched Anna once more. Van Helsing shot an arrow through a vampire's wing, saving Anna. She fled back inside, only to be targeted by another vampire. Outside, Van Helsing dipped his arrows in the church's holy water and thrust his sword through the vampire's wife's heart. The vampire turned to ash, and the remaining 2 fled in panic. Van Helsing was the first person in over a century to kill a vampire. Yet instead of gratitude, the villagers blamed him for making things worse. The vampires had previously claimed 2 human lives each month. Now that their mate had been slain, they would unleash a bloodbath in retaliation.